Sherry Roberts?
Yes.
All right, Lance Adler.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat, please.
Okay, thank you.
How was your weekend?
Oh, it was great, actually. A lot of rest. Here's my resume.
Thank you very much. Sorry to start off your week this way with the whole interview. You know, I know sometimes this can be kind of stressful, but we're all kind of very laid back here, so please feel free. And please call me Lance, not Mr. Attaway. I'm not my father, so. Just tell me a little bit about your work history.
Well, I have 16 years of financial experience. Most of that's been in mortgage and consumer lending as an underwriter. And 13 of those years were spent in the banking industry, and the last of that was in the mortgage industry.
Oh, well, so you definitely know what you're talking about for this position then. Okay, excellent. Tell me a little bit, what do you think it takes to be successful in a company like Chase Bank?
I think the person you're looking for is someone who is detail-oriented, who is well-organized, has good time management, and multitasked. And reason being is that I know as an underwriter, you're going to spend a lot of time reviewing credit documentation, income documentation, as well as banking accounts, and you're going to have to work with various disciplinaries such as managers, account executives, and you need a person that's able to manage all of that efficiently, and I possess those qualities.
Excellent. Very, very true about dealing with the management positions and stuff like that. So, do you consider yourself a leader, and why?
Yes, I do. I believe that my strong project management experience, along with my attention to detail, as well as my interpersonal abilities, enable me to be a competent leader.
Project management, detail-oriented, great. How do you prioritize your work to meet deadlines? I mean, deadlines in the banking industry, as you know, are critical.
Yes.
So how do you prioritize your work in order to meet those?
Well, I'll give you an example. When I was working for a mortgage company, generally in mortgage industry at the end of the month, the last week at the end of the month is the most busiest time,
right,
because most brokers are trying to meet that end of the month quota and close all of their loans. So what I do to avoid staying late or getting behind is at the end of that last week, I usually come in an hour and a half to 2 hours early before the office is open, prior to 8 o'clock, so that I can get whatever needs to be done that day completed, so that when 8 o'clock comes, I'm ready for the regular workflow of the day, and if any problems do arise, I have time to manage them, because what's done for the day has to be done is done, and then usually I'm out by 5:30.
No, it's actually a great way to do things. You kind of come in, there's not a whole lot of noise, no distractions, get stuff
Right.
done. Exactly. Going along with that, do you have plans for continued study? Basically, I mean, do you want to further your career using a higher degree?
Actually, yes, I do. I want to eventually obtain my MBA and then advance to an underwriter management position. That's what I'm working for.
Excellent. How do you feel about travel or relocation? Now, the only reason I ask this and stuff like that is because being Chase Bank, we do have many, many different branches, not only of the bank branches, but also office branches that we work out of and stuff like that all through the United States, and even some abroad. So how do you feel about travel and relocation?
Okay, just to tell you honestly, I'm not interested in relocating.
Okay.
But, and if I travel, I really don't want to travel more than maybe 5 or 6% of the year.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I value my family time. It's very important to me, so I try to have a nice balance between the two.
Right.
And that's why I like being close to them.
Yes, family is always very important, and never ever compromise that. So I agree with that. If hired, how long do you actually plan on staying with us?
At this point, I'm not looking for a job. What I'm looking for is a career. So hopefully, if you'll have me, I can retire here at Chase Bank.
Excellent. Great answer. Can you tell me about an experience when you've actually had to deal with an upset customer or coworker?
Yes, actually, when I worked at Whitney Bank, when I was a consumer lending supervisor there, we had a longtime bank customer. He had several different types of accounts with us, and he had applied for a loan. Well, our loans are were at that company decisioned in Louisiana, and what I did on my end was manage over 200 accounts there, and close those loans, reviewing the end documentation and whatnot.
Okay.
In case he was upset that he wasn't approved because he had been with us since high school, you know, and so I looked at his credit bureau report and saw that he did have some past discrepancies. But since those discrepancies, it reestablishes credit at least 5 years or more on several accounts. I knew that when I worked at Bank One, they were a little bit more aggressive in that something like that, they would override. So instead of having him disappointed, I referred him to go to Bank One and give me a call back and see how things went. Call me a week later and let me know that he was approved for that loan and he appreciated it. And you might wonder why I sent him somewhere else, like, do you go to that bank? And the reason, not necessarily, the reason why he stayed with us, more than likely I believe, is because that he knew that even if it was something we couldn't do, I'd try my best to do what I would try my best to get done what he wanted done.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I mean, we're not always going to be able, in the banking industry, be able to help every single customer, but if we are able to actually refer them to somebody, yes, we don't have that business right then, but you've just actually built even more rapport with a client of ours or of yours that, you know, he will always look to that, and that was actually very good.
It was one thing for several.
Exactly. No, that's a great story. That's, I believe, going to be it for as far as my questions and stuff like that. Is there any questions you might have for me at this time?
Yes, I have about 3 for you. First question is there room for any advancement in this department?
Of course there is. After this, probably going to be anywhere between 6 months to 18 months. Once we actually look at how your work history, how well you work with everybody, and what your work ethic is, and how well you accomplish all of the tasks that are put before you, you will move up into underwriting management.
Okay.
You've actually, looks like you understand that role a little bit, so that's good. Yeah, that's going to be your next step on the career path that you're following with it as of right now.
Okay, and usually when you do get ready to advance for an opening or when a position does come available, do you usually hire from within first?
We are very adamant about hiring from within. Being that we consider the company not just a company but a family, and you don't want to sit there and keep introducing outside sources and stuff like that when you know that you've got people inside that have just as much capability and actually have a rapport already with the company, and keep building upon that, because it just, all it does is it keeps strengthens us from within, and just keeps building us stronger and stronger throughout time.
Okay, great. And so when should I expect to hear something back?
Actually, we're getting down to the end of the interviewing process and stuff like that, so I would say it's going to be anywhere between 5 to 10 business days. We just got to go through everybody's applications, look at all the information we've actually attained, and make the final choices. And but this is the last process in the step of the process. Sorry, and you should be hearing from us very soon.
Great, that's all I have for you.
Sherry, take care. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.